All right, let's dive into the story of an entrepreneur who seems like a walking contradiction. A tortoise who built his entire empire on the idea of speed. His name is Ben Tortoise, and his journey, well, it tells us something really surprising about the burdens we all carry and where our true strength comes from.
I mean, this quote right here, it's the subtitle of his book, and it just nails that feeling, doesn't it? That entrepreneurial struggle of feeling like you're carrying the weight of everything on your shoulders. This one idea is really the key to his whole story.
So let's meet the man, or tortoise, of the hour. He comes from the city of Happy Haven, and he completely shatters every expectation you might have.
This is what makes Ben's story so fascinating. On one side, you have the stereotype we all know, right? Tortoises are slow, they're steady. But on the other side, you have the reality of Ben Tortoise, a guy who moves like a rocket, always on the hunt for the next big thing. This contrast is everything.
So where did this super-fast tortoise even get his start? Well, it all began with his first big idea, a venture into the world of food.
Believe it or not, his whole empire started with just one single taco truck, right in the busy financial district of Happy Haven. And his strategy? It was genius in its simplicity. He focused only on hard-shell tacos, served them with lightning-fast service, and filled them with these incredibly colorful ingredients. People went nuts for it. It was an instant hit, and that one little truck, it quickly grew into a whole fleet and eventually brick-and-mortar restaurants all over the city.
But Ben wasn't just going to be the taco guy. Nope. He used that incredible success to pivot in a big way, proving he was so much more than a food entrepreneur.
You can see his whole evolution mapped out right here. He starts as a founder, building that taco empire from the ground up. Then he becomes a key investor in construction. From there, he starts giving back as a mentor to other founders. And finally, he becomes an author, putting all that wisdom into his book. You see how each step just naturally leads to the next?
And you know, his move into construction wasn't just about making money. It was driven by a real mission. He saw the housing market in Happy Haven exploding, and he wanted to find a way to help all kinds of different homeowners get their foot in the door. He became a major investor in a startup that's now one of the most respected construction companies in town.
But here's where the story takes a really interesting turn. After all of this success, the food, the construction, the mentoring, Ben felt like something was missing. He decided to shift his focus from building businesses on the outside to, well, understanding himself on the inside.
And he didn't just wait for some epiphany to hit him. He actively sought it out. He went to this place, the Self-Reflection and Creativity Center, and just dedicated his time to journaling and thinking, really trying to find the core lesson hidden in his own life story.
Which brings us to the big question, the title of his book. After all of that hustling, all of that success, and then all of that deep reflection, what is the hard thing he discovered? What's the big secret inside that shell?
The answer, as it turns out, is a huge shift in how you look at things. All right, it's time for the big reveal.
Through all those tacos and investments and mentoring sessions, what Ben finally realized was something absolutely fundamental about who he was, a lesson that was literally part of his DNA as a tortoise.
So, what was the huge lesson? After all that searching, the big realization wasn't some complex business formula. It was this incredibly simple truth. He's always close to home. It's on his back.
And that is the whole idea. The hard shell, it's not a burden you have to suffer through. It's your foundation. It's your core strength, your resilience, your values. It's the home that you carry with you no matter where life takes you.
And so, that's the question the story leaves us with. What's the hard shell that you carry? What is that core strength, that fundamental part of you that's your home base? Because once you really understand that, you realize that no matter how far you roam, you're never actually lost.